Good morning. Good morning, Miss Malika. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Ash. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Zakira. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Miss T. Happy Tuesday. How are y'all ladies this morning? Good morning, Miss Kami Lexi. Good morning, Miss Gail. Good morning, Miss Monica. Happy, what is today? Tuesday. I don't know why I keep forgetting today is Tuesday. Hold on, y'all. Have to make sure that door is closed. Good morning, Miss Montarsa. Happy Tuesday. I may be in. Oh, okay, no problem. Understood. Get your business taken care of. Excuse me. Good morning, Miss Carlene. Good morning, Miss Carolyn. Happy Tuesday. Ah, thank you. This is one of my quick and easy thong dresses. I love these dresses. They're from Express, and I have like four of them, four different colors. Woo. Yeah, I cleaned out my refrigerator yesterday. Like deep cleaned it. I didn't do the freezer yet because we had ice cream and stuff in there, and I knew it was gonna melt. So I was like, I'll just wait. The freezer's gonna have to wait. But I kind of went through there like and picked out some old stuff. But the refrigerator, after I got sick off of those bad blueberries, I was like, I'm gonna clean out this refrigerator. I'm throwing everything away that ain't expired. I mean, that's expired, and all that kind of stuff. It took me 2 hours. It was a lot of work. So I did not cook yesterday. Riley said Riley has a gift card. She still had money on her gift card to McDonald's that she got for Christmas. And she came in the room and she was like, can you take me to McDonald's? And I was like, yes. And she was looking at me because usually I say no. And I went to Chick-fil-A and I used my points and I ain't have to spend no money feeding us yesterday. But yeah. Good morning, Miss Cassandra. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Ash. Good morning, Miss Nisa, honey. You need to clean your deep freezer. Yeah, we need to get a deep freezer. I had one at my the house I lived in before I moved here, but it was one of those chest freezers, and I don't like those because that's how stuff get lost. Good morning, Miss Nene. I couldn't find anything in that thing, so I told my husband if we get another one, I want an upright one. It doesn't have to be very big, but I don't want one of those. But you know what? We really don't need a freezer. We really don't. And when you get one of those things, that's how you end up buying more stuff, right? So, when I cleaned out the freezer yesterday, I got rid of so much food that we just wasted. And I was like, you know what? I have to change. I'm going to have to really change the way that I grocery shop and cook. Yeah, the upright one. Good morning, Miss Melanin Queen Shani. I hope I said that right. Melanin. I always say melanin wrong. Miss Queen Shani. Beautiful Queen Shani. Yeah, I wouldn't get another chest freezer. But I don't, honestly. Yeah, we have teenagers, but I don't really think we need one. Good morning, Miss Michelle. Good morning, Miss Rakemia. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right. So, we'll see what we do. Happy Tuesday, ladies. All right, I hope you can hear me. If you can, let me know. If you can see me okay, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started. Ray? Okay. I like how you spell it. All clear. Thank you, Miss McSunny. Okay, good. So I got this AC on full blast. My husband said he's going to get another system in here. Because y'all notice he don't come in the cozy cottage anymore. And he said it's because the AC too loud. And when he be on conference calls, he be wanting to turn it off. But then he get hot. So he was like, I'm going to get another AC, which I said to him, we were probably going to need another AC for in here. But you know, it's got to be their idea. I didn't cook yesterday either. I cooked enough on Sunday. I have the old school chest one. It is small. I really don't use it. It's so close out. Yeah. You know, it's, I don't think we really need it. We just going to packet of stuff we ain't going to eat. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm really gonna have to come up with a plan of how to cook. Not necessarily how to cook, but like lower my quantities because we waste a lot of leftovers. I'm so used to cooking for a big family. And y'all know the twins are only here really on the weekend. Well, during the summer they're here from Thursday to Monday, but during the school year they're here from Friday to Sunday. So, and then my father-in-law usually cooks one or two of those days, or he takes care of getting them something to eat. So, but real quick, we made a really delicious meal. It has to be their idea. I made so when I made baked potatoes, if you saw my vlog, I made what did I make? I made steak, shrimp, baked potatoes, and salad for Father's Day. Everybody loved everything, but I noticed everybody got a second of the baked potato. Go figure. Anyway, so I bought a big bag of baked potatoes, like the large ones from Sam's, because I had just bought like a little bag. So, of course, I could see why people got two. So I bought a big bag of potatoes, and then Sam's had this smoked chicken, and it's really already cooked. You do need to I put it in the pan because I'm, chicken, I'm funny about that. I put it in a pan and warmed it up and kind of got a little crisp on it. Now it can be a little bit dry, so I suggest a sauce, but we did the baked potato and we put the chicken on top and barbecue sauce and then all the toppings. That was a very easy and delicious meal. You don't even have to turn on the oven. Like, you can use your air fryer or your microwave to cook the chicken and the baked potatoes, but it was just quicker since I was cooking for so many people. It was quicker for me to do it in the oven, so I did have to turn the oven on. It did get hot, but it was such an easy meal. It was so good. I think I'm gonna show it on my what we ate for dinner vlog, but I don't know, because I got clips because I was hungry. So, but my husband, he went back for two, and he was like, Papa's who? I was like, Lord, no, we can still go to Papa's. I'm not Papa's. But anyway, let me get started. I'm rambling. So today we are going to talk about something that has kind of been coming up lately when we've been doing our devotional, and it is faith without works is dead. Okay, so hopefully this is an encouragement to y'all and myself to put some works with that faith that we got. I love stuffed baked potatoes. I saw that chicken use looks delicious. I started putting my baked potatoes so cooked with the boy. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I just didn't pre-plan. That's a good idea. A good idea, Miss Monica. Thank you. Next time I actually plan, because it was Saturday and I was like, what am I gonna cook? I gotta feed these people. So, because my father-in-law, I think he had already got them something to eat the night before. I think, I don't know. That's a good idea, the slow cooker, because baby, when I say it was hot, warming up that oven. But anyway, let's talk about it. So our core scripture is, what good is it? It's James 2:14 through 17 is what I'm going to read. I'm going to catch a film at the office. I know it's going to be good. I don't want Okay, Miss Carolyn, have a good day. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. And I'm going to read, thank you, Miss Cassandra. I'm going to read the New Living Translation, 14 through 17, James. What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing, and you say, goodbye and have a good day, stay warm and eat well, but then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? So you see, faith by itself isn't enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it is dead and useless. That makes me think of something that's going on around in social media. Y'all know, y'all seen the B. Simone stuff about her friend was struggling and she didn't offer any help, and then when her friend got an opportunity, she said she was bad because she couldn't take credit for it. I don't know. That whole scenario is weird. Because if my friend is struggling, I may not be rich. I may not have a whole bunch of opportunities. But if I see someone, especially someone I'm saying is my best friend, struggling and I can help, why wouldn't I help? Why wouldn't I help? I only saw pieces of it too, Misty Sunny. So that's why I said, let me not judge based on what I saw. That's what was going on. But I didn't watch the whole podcast because I honestly am not I wouldn't say I'm not a B. Simone fan. Her work doesn't pull me in. Let's just say that. And her work doesn't make me want to watch it. So, yeah. But based on what I saw, that's what was going on. You know, it's three sides to every story. Your side, they side, and the truth, okay? So, it could have been some other stuff. What happened with the part about H&M? Is that the opportunity that she got and she was mad? I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really watch the podcast. People that I am not a super serious person. I like joy, you know, good times, laughs, but I am not necessarily a person that likes to play all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and she gives me that. I like to play, and everything's got to be silly. I'm not silly, okay? Because when I was growing up, you couldn't be a silly kid. You could be playful. You could have fun. You could have an imagination, but you couldn't be silly, okay? My grandmother did not go for that. No, she said she can only afford H&M now. Oh, the girl? Who, the friend or B. Simone? Yeah, I get a good one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't yeah, you're right. Like, I can't do silly. That's why I can't watch Tyler Perry movies, and because of how he depicts black women. But oh, B. Simone can only afford H&M now. She does, to me, in my opinion, she does a lot of stuff for the plot. You know what I'm saying? For the attention and for the, yeah. mm, But when I was growing up, you couldn't be silly, okay? My grandma would punch you, literally, for being. Me and my cousin was playing being silly at a restaurant, and she had took us in. We was just laughing. We was over there being silly, and baby, when she told my cousin to stop playing, because she raised my cousins, so she told my cousin stop playing. And my cousin and me was still playing, and it was both of our fault because we was over there playing. Baby, my cousin stopped playing. She laughed and giggled about something. My granny smooth punched her in the arm, and I was like, "That's all I need to know." that's all I needed to see. I felt bad because I kind of helped get my cousin. I mean, we both was playing, but nah, you couldn't be silly growing up in my household, in my granny household. Yeah, I can't do silly. Like Medea and all of that, it isn't funny to me. I'm just like, no, why are you? I mean, not to say I don't ever laugh, but I don't know, it's too silly for me. But anyway, and was crying that she couldn't afford. I love it. I like H&M. I love H&M. I seen a dress on there. I went it last night. I was actually going through the app last night. Like, you don't need to buy nothing else, Nicole. Anyway, let's get to the devotion. Sorry, we off topic. Faith is not just something we think or feel. It's something we live. Oh, good morning, Miss Victoria. Happy Tuesday. I didn't see your name there. Good morning, Miss Nisa, baby. Happy Tuesday. Faith is not just something we think or feel. It is something we live. We can say we trust God, but what do our actions say? Imagine saying you believe in rain, but never carry an umbrella. That belief isn't changing your behavior. In the same way, if we believe in God's promises, love, and purpose for our lives should show it. Real faith fuels action, even small steps like forgiving someone, helping a neighbor, or obeying a nudge from the Holy Spirit. Good morning, Miss Stacy. Happy Tuesday. James isn't saying we earn salvation by works, because salvation is a gift. We know that. We're saved by grace, but real living faith produces fruit. What fruit are you producing? What fruit is showing up in your life? What fruit is growing? It moves, it gives, it obeys. That's a part of works, obeying. Sometimes we delay obedience out of fear or procrastination. But delayed obedience is disobedience. Good morning, Miss Carletta. Happy Tuesday. Delayed obedience is disobedience. God is calling us to step into action, even if it's messy or uncomfortable. But when we put our faith into motion, we show the world and ourselves what we truly believe, and that we truly believe. Our affirmation: I have living faith that moves with action. My obedience is evidence of my trust in God. So obeying, trusting in God, surrendering to His plan and His timing, that works hand in hand. Our journal prompt: Where in my life am I saying I trust God, but not showing it through my actions? What's one step I can take this week to align my faith with works? So where in your life are you saying you trust God? Are you trusting God for a spouse, but you going outside looking any kind of way? Are you saying you want friends, but someone DMs you to ask a question and you're very rude? You're very to the point. There's no conversation. There's no how you doing. Y'all know that's how I met Sheena, in the DMs. Are you saying you want to start a business, but you're not putting yourself out there? What are you saying but not doing? And whether you're saying that to the world or yourself, or just God. Well, yourself and God, same thing. But you ain't really doing it. You ain't making no moves. You ain't putting yourself out there. You say you want to create content, but you don't. I ain't seen no posts from you on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat. I sound like Belle. Like, what? What are you saying, but you're not doing? Like, is it matching? Does it connect? Right. So, our action step. Choose one area where you've been hesitating or overthinking. Take a small step of obedience today. Make the call, forgive, give, speak up, or serve. Show your faith with your feet. Show your faith with your feet. Not, they ain't say your mouth. Move them feet. Move them feet. Do the thing. Do the thing. All right. So, how can a feminine woman of faith move? How can a feminine woman of faith move with action, right? Works, okay? So, she prays and then she acts, okay? You know, you've ever heard the saying, you know, pray about it, but then get off your knees, okay? A lot of us, we will shoot a prayer and then God will put something on our heart and we will disobey. We will ignore it. We will say we'll get to it later. We will even, what am I trying to say? We will we will start overthinking. We will start overthinking, okay? God put something on our heart. He keeps bringing it up. Someone says something to you, so it's kind of like confirmation. And you're like, but then you start thinking, you start overthinking, you start comparing yourself, you start thinking about the pros and the cons, and then the cons start really overtaking you and all of these things. And then a lot of times, and I'm gonna say this, we just gotta do the thing. You just gotta do it. Whether it's bad, okay, don't worry about all of that. The more you do it, the better you will get. I promise you. Practice absolutely makes perfect. It's true. They ain't telling you no lie when they say that. You keep practicing, you have no choice but to get better at it. The song Trust in God by Where Worship Goes Perfectly with His Tuition. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tarsa. Appreciate it. You have to put some action with those prayers, okay? And not overthink it. Just do it. Just do it. This up here is very powerful. God gave us a very powerful mind, right? But sometimes we let it run us instead of running it. I've been wanting to work outside of home and actually started back last week. Felt so good, Father. Oh, good. That's me. And like I said, if I were to go back to work again, or if I had to go back to work again, I want a hybrid. Like somebody said last week, practice makes perfect. It absolutely does. Like, do the thing. Don't be. Listen. One of the ladies was talking about in our Zoom about doing YouTube and just different things. Don't worry about like the negative remarks and people saying stuff. Like, you can't even be focused on that. Just put the stuff out there. Put the stuff out there and keep doing it as much as you can, because again, the more you do it, the better you get. I post some of my old videos on Facebook, and sometimes when I look back at those old videos, those old cooking reels, I'm like, God, that looked horrible. What was my lighting? What was I doing? But I know better now because I've done it so much. Like, I know angles. I know, like, sometimes what people are looking for, and because I've done it so much. But you will never get there if you don't take the first step, even a baby step. I told y'all, even a baby step makes steps. They make moves. They go a distance. May not be far, but they're going, right? Just keep swimming. That's Satan when in doubt, when you already prayed and God has said yes. Yes. Once we start doing whatever, it's less scary. It is. It really is. So Faith says she prays about her desires, dreams, or problems. And Works says she takes the next right step, applies for the job, starts the business, signs up for the class, or makes the call. And let me say something about baby steps. I think a lot of times we think that we have to make grand gestures or really just like step out big, and we have to have all of these things in place. And no, you don't. You got a phone, because I know you got a phone because you're probably watching me on the phone. That's all you need. And I mean, not for content creation, for pretty much whatever you want to do. We got ChatGPT now that'll give you steps. Okay, we had before that Google was just as good. There are all kind of resources. There are all kinds of videos on YouTube that'll pretty much show you. I used to call it YouTube University. Okay, when I used to work in the office, and someone would say, well, how do you do that? And I'd be like, hold on, I'm gonna go to YouTube. Now, this was back in the day when YouTube was still kind of, I wouldn't say new, but people, that wasn't people's first resource, right? I'd be like, oh, I can learn on good old YouTube University. If I needed to know something, I would go to YouTube. There are always resources available. Yes, YouTube will tell you anything you need to know. You want to know, you need to know. You can get it off of YouTube, Google. It's infinite resources that God has placed at our feet, right? Don't worry about it being big and grand and perfect. Just take the step, okay? And God will grab that hand, and then next thing you know, y'all be running, okay? Yes. So, and no, you cannot tell. A lot of times people be like, oh, I'm using so-and-so camera. I can't tell. I mean, like, looks the same to me. You will never start. That overthinking will get you every time. So, an example of praying and then acting is praying for a financial breakthrough and then creating a budget or launching your handmade product line. It's funny, people, I think about this with my grown kids, because I tell them all the time. Like, I tell Ryan Avery, because she had like a little YouTube channel, and I don't make that much from YouTube yet. Okay, it's coming. All right. Well, no, I make good money. It just ain't showing up yet, right? But the money I do make, I know when I was a young mother and I had children and I had things come up, like that money would have really helped me. Okay, that money would have really took care of some things. And so I'm like, hey, because she's young, she works, her husband works, but they still, they're trying to like save for a house, things like that. Eisen is always growing, needing something, right? She's in school. I was like, start putting your videos back on YouTube. Start on YouTube again. I tell her that all the time. There are so many things out there available for you to make an extra income honestly, okay? Not out there doing nothing you ain't got no business doing. An honest income, right? There's Etsy, if you make something, it's all kinds of things that you can do. And I tell my kids that all the time because they be like my son, Mama, can I? And I'll be like, yeah, it's Uber, it's DoorDash, it's all kinds of things out there that God has given us opportunities to make income, whether you want to make big or just a little something. But it just kills me because they don't want to do it. That, I guess when you're young, your priorities are different. But I just see, knowing what I know now, that I wouldn't say you don't have to be broke, but there are ways to make money, okay? Because, things happen, you get sick, stuff happens. So, there you can take financial hits, but I'm just saying there are opportunities out there. Love, she loves and then serves, okay? Faith says she believes in the power of love and connection. Works says she checks on a sister, shows up with a meal, sends an encouraging note or text, or opens her home. Okay? You say you love people, but you don't serve them. And I think that comes from the world we live in today, because serving is not something that serving is not something that's promoted nowadays, right? And it's sad because we need each other, right? People are again going through things we know nothing about, and they would sometimes a person just needs a word from you, a smile, maybe to buy them a cup of coffee, something like that, just to keep going, just to keep it together, And it's sad because it's all about self, right? Self, walls disguised as boundaries, because some of those are not boundaries, some of those are definitely walls. Good morning, Miss Angela. Happy Tuesday. Yeah. To say you love means that you also serve. You serve the people that you love in whatever capacity. Serving doesn't necessarily mean you're spending money. Again, you might just be opening your home. You might just be writing a letter and sending it to them to encourage them to keep going. You might be make an extra plate and bring it to your coworker that you know is stressed out and trying to take care of her kids and on her own. You know what? I bought you some lunch today. This is what I made. Right? It doesn't have to be, again, a big dramatic gesture. But if we say we love people, we should also be serving people. An example, believing God called her to a community, she starts a woman's Bible circle in her home, even with mismatched chairs and dollar store snacks. Or she starts a devotional online, even though she is not a Bible scholar and is still walking her walk with Christ, okay, to the day I die. So true. I was trying to catch up on bills and didn't see how I was going to do it. I prayed about it and made a budget and planned to have it paid off by August. See, yes, you made a budget. You prayed about it, and God downloaded that information. Sometimes we could just listen. Yes, that helps. That helps. I remember when I was a mom raising kids on my own, and I had to pay a water bill, and I didn't know how I was gonna pay this water bill. And I had worked with a close group of ladies for years at my job, and they were like, "What's going on?" Like, because I was upset, crying. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna turn the water off." I was on my own with 4 kids, like 3 at home, 1 in college, and I was just like, "Man, I don't know, I don't know how I am going to do this. What's gonna happen?" The bill wasn't even that much money. It was like $80. I don't even think it was that much. I think it might have been 60 something. My coworkers all got together and gave me the money to pay off that bill, and they was like, "Don't worry about paying us back." All of them, I think we gave like $15. Whatever everybody gave, it added up to the bill, and they was like, "Girl, don't worry about paying us back." And part of that was because I served them. When I used to bake or cook, I used to bring stuff. Whenever I had, we do potlucks or put in. That is serving, okay? That is serving. And I don't just mean the financial part of it. The encouragement that they gave me to keep going. The way that God showed up through them. Like, that is serving, okay? Yes, we live in a world of hurting people, and Jesus came to serve us. And that's all not to condemn. That is what God calls us believers to do. Absolutely. But God blessed me with some unexpected money I paid. Oh, that's so good. And that's how God works. When you put that works with that faith, He shows up. He shows up and He shows out. And the next thing you know, it's like, what? But that's because you put your budget. You were like, okay, this is my plan. And God saw you working. And He steps in. He steps in. Trust God and then prepare. Okay? I think somebody said that earlier. Pray and then prepare. Believe God has a future for you, whether that's marriage, motherhood, or ministry. The works. She gets her house in order. She heals. She creates boundaries. She studies the word and become who she's praying to attract or serve. An example, you're waiting on God for a husband, so you start becoming a wife in how you manage your home, your peace, and your body right now. I ain't gonna go no further on that. Dream and then build, okay? Faith says she believes God gave her a vision or a purpose. Works means that she sets goals, makes the plan, shows up online, creates the product, and shares her testimony. Example, God gave her the idea for a devotional journal. So she blocks time weekly to write and research, even if only one person buys it at first. Stop being focused on your audience. Stop worrying about who is showing up. If God called you to do it, just do it. We get into this thing of, followers, especially on social media, right? I don't worry about followers. I really don't. In fact, I'm at the point where I just show up and I create the content because this is what I want to see and what I love doing. And that's it. And if people like it, cool. If people don't, that's cool too. That's cool. It don't matter if I get 1 like. I'm still gonna keep showing up. It don't matter if only 1 person come up on this devotional. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up. It doesn't, none of those things matter. Because sometimes God's creating opportunity that you can't see because you worried about who's watching. Stop worrying about your audience. Stop worrying about who's watching, how many people are clicking. Yes, it could get discouraging. Yes, we are human beings. I understand. I'm not saying I don't get discouraged. I just find my way back to, you know what, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? Yes. Stop worrying about who is showing up, who's watching, who's purchasing, all of that. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you from experience, it only takes one. It only takes one move from God. It only takes that one person to share your video. It only takes that one person to buy that product and really like it and talk to someone else about it and say, you know what, I got it from here. Or to see someone using, hey, good morning, Miss Harriet. Happy Tuesday. It only takes just one. That's it. It only takes one. But if you never do the thing because you worried about who's watching, who's clicking, who's following, who's liking, who's commenting, who's sharing, if you are always worried about that, you'll never get to the one. Just keep doing your thing, ladies. Keep doing the thing that God has put on your heart that you won't stop thinking about. Keep doing that thing. Keep doing that thing. Keep doing it. It only takes one move from God. She believes in healing and then seeks it. Faith says she trusts God as a healer. But work says, okay, listen to this. She goes to therapy, takes the supplements, lets go of toxic relationships, and opens herself up to joy again. All right? Opens herself up to joy again. Right? It's funny. People want healing. They want to be made whole again. But what are you doing to help facilitate that? Are you going to therapy? Are you journaling? Are you talking about it? Whether it's just talking to God about it. Are you letting go of toxic relationships? Are you letting go of your type? Are you opening yourself up to other people? Right? Right? Are you saying you want to lose weight, but then you going in there and eating that cake and ice cream every night? Talking to me. Like, we be saying we want things, but when it comes time to put in the work, it's got to match up. It's got to match up. It's got to match up. So, an example of believing in healing and then seeking it is journaling, setting boundaries, releasing guilt, forgiveness, believing that your softness is part of your healing, right? That you're not hardening your heart. You're still remaining warm and open and tender, okay? You're still inviting. You got rid of that resting bad face, right? You're smiling. I watched a podcast and someone was saying, your energy is precious and all of that. And I honestly believe that. But I also believe that people take that too far. Okay. I told y'all, like, I want to be a warmer person than what I am. I know that in me, I can be sometimes a little cold, or I was. I'm getting better, And I sometimes think that, all of this, you got to reserve your energy. Listen, I serve a God that can give me infinite energy. He can heal. He he can give me whatever it is that I need to keep going. Okay? He can give me whatever I need to keep going. In the podcast, she was saying, like, everyone doesn't deserve your smile. And I was just like, well, what's wrong with smiling? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think we take things a little bit too far. Like, when you smile, you're beautiful. When you sit here like this, and then you smile, like, you see the difference? I'm like, what's wrong with smiling? Like, what? I didn't agree with that. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, everyone shouldn't get your smile. And the example that she gave, I understood the example that she gave. The example that she gave was, like, you in the grocery store, right? And the guy comes up to you and be like, or the guy says something like, when you're passing by, why you look so mean? And da-da-da. I get that. Like, I ain't saying out there, like, stranger danger, of course, right? But what's wrong with smiling? What, of course, don't, like, invite. You don't want to invite the wrong. Yeah, I get that part. However, if I see you and I don't feel like you pose any danger to me, I'm going to smile. I'm going to smile, right? That's what I said. That the world needs, like, that's like the one thing, like, that's one of the one things that's free that you could just willingly give is a smile. Like, why wouldn't you need to smile? Why would you be reserving that? For what? That's like reserving those good clothes. Like, I've been trying to wear my clothes and stuff, y'all. I don't care where I'm going today. This morning, me and Sheena are going to lunch. She's coming to Houston for an appointment, and I'm gonna put on something cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you saving these things? Anyway, sorry. I'm just saying. Sometimes I'll be thinking we take stuff too far. But, okay, so practical faith plus works for a feminine woman. Starting the YouTube channel that inspires other women. I don't know who I'm talking to. Creating space for Sabbath rest in a busy household. Okay. Walking daily as a prayer practice for her body and her mind. Launching a home-based business that honors your gifts. Speaking life into your children or your stepchildren with intentional words. Preparing your home for hospitality even when it's humble. It's so funny. I've been posting shorts because God has been speaking to me like, girl, post the content wherever. Don't worry about all that other stuff. Just post the content. So I don't care if people have seen it on other platforms. I've just been posting it everywhere because honestly, even though some people only watch YouTube, some people only get on Facebook, some people only get on Instagram. So, I just been posting everywhere, right? And so I posted the reels of me baking that cake that y'all need to bake because, baby, that cake is good. Okay, I made it again. My husband requested that cake again. I made it again this weekend. So we've been eating that cake with some ice cream at night together, getting fat together. Anyway, I posted the reel on YouTube that I made of making the cake, and in the reel I kept it in the video when I was editing. I was like, oh, I'll keep that in, of me dropping the measuring cup in the batter, right? Do you know that's what's getting the comments? People love that part, like the part that is imperfect. I dropped the measuring cup. I was trying to pour it in. I was trying to hold it with, like, the way I was holding it. Y'all know my hands aren't very strong. And so then it was a heavy glass cup. And I dropped the cup into the batter. And that's what's getting the comments. That's what's making people share it. That's what's making people like it. And I've actually been getting a lot of views on that particular video. And then the videos that I've been posting after. That frosting is delicious. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's so good. But that cake is just, it's what the kids say, T. Yes. Make the cake, because I promise you, you will love it. But that's what's getting the part where it wasn't perfect. And I just, well, girl, yeah, I ain't had no choice. I was already making it. I wiped that off and kept it moving. The part that was not perfect is what people are gravitating to. People are saying, oh, that's cute, or I love how you kept that in the video, showing that, you know, you make mistakes. Like, people want to see realness. People want to see authenticity, right? I'm not saying aesthetics is out. It's definitely not. But I think people are creating their own aesthetic, and people are enjoying that, right? It's not all this white starkness and, you know, everything perfect in its place. Like, people are enjoying seeing real life, being able to relate to that. So people enjoyed that part of the video. The part that wasn't perfect, the part where I made a mistake, that's what people are gravitating toward. So let that be a word. Don't worry about it being perfect. Keep that mistake in. Don't necessarily edit it out. It is not perfection that people are looking for. People are just looking for you to show up. They are looking for your presence. And I'm not even saying that in content creation. If you have a handmade business, if you speak at church, whatever it is, people are just looking for you to show up. Someone is looking for what you have to offer, whatever that may be. Whatever that may be. So anyway, that's the end of our devotional. I hope that that was an encouragement to someone, as well as myself, to keep moving, to get off them knees. We pray. Y'all know I'm always praying, but then you got to get off the knees. You got to put some works with it. Okay? Yeah, people can relate to what's real. And it's so funny because I kept it in. I was like, it's what happens. And so listen, I make more mistakes than a little bit. It's what happens. So I was just like, I'm going to keep it in. And it's good to see that people appreciate that. So I'm telling you, all of that, see how God works? All of that is to tell you that things don't have to be perfect. Things don't have to be perfect. Thank you, Miss Angela. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. What was I gonna tell y'all? Oh, we need to start thinking of a book. I have some suggestions. So Friday, since we're not going to be on, I'll make a post and I will put some suggestions on there, and then y'all can suggest some things on the comments. So look for that post on the community tab on Friday for our book club. So anyway, I pray and intend that y'all have the most amazing Tuesday. Y'all get off those knees and do what you need to do, okay? Even if it's a baby step, just step. Like Dory, like Natarsa said, just keep swimming, okay? It's still not super. Keep going, Mr. Kira. Thank you, Miss Cassandra. All right, y'all go be amazing. I will see y'all on tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bye. Oh, Miss Monica, I love your stuff. Bye. Yes, tonight.